What's up, guys? It's your boy Rob, the Aftershock, and this is my South Carolina passing this medical marijuana law video. And if you're tagging this on social media, you reacted to it. So, South Carolina, after 7 years, they passed a law formerly known as the South Carolina Compassionate Act, which basically at its base is the South Carolina medical marijuana law. And what that law states is if you are a qualifying patient, usually the qualifying patient has got select mental health issues, select physical health issues, and within a year of death by a doctor, you are that with others, you are actually said to be a qualifying patient. Most mental health issues qualify about 50 to 60% of what I read. That's how I'm going to deduce it. 50 to 60% of physical elements qualify. And as a advocate of the medical reasoning behind marijuana, I'm happy that this has been passed. There's been a lot of conspiracy theory about you're going to lose your Bill of Rights as a citizen here in this country. Lose your rights if you possess one of these cards, and that's not true. I've read over this law 2 or 3 times, and nowhere in it does it say you're going to lose your rights, preferably the second right, which is the bear arms. I don't know what started that theory or whatever, but that's not true. Matter of fact, I mean, they go into detail about how this card protects your Fourth Amendment rights once you get the card, search and seizure, and also what the card deems you legal as you're going to be able to hold on your person 2 ounces of marijuana flower, 2 grams of concentrate, whether live resin, cartridges, which is usually 1 gram, and you're able to carry the apparatus that you're going to use to smoke it if you're smoking flower. It didn't say anything about the concentrate apparatus, but it did say about flower. And of course you still can get charged with DUI if you get pulled over and you're high and not able to drive the vehicle. If you are a dispensary, now a dispensary or a smoke shop of CBD, you have to wait 2 years according to the government. The first 2 years is going to be strictly pharmacies only, which CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever. Them are going to be the people who can prescribe the medical marijuana. And it has to be prescribed by a doctor who has been through the medical marijuana training, not just any old doctor. Any old doctor can't just prescribe it, and I thought that was kind of crazy. But there is a course that doctors have to take and get qualified in to be able to be deemed as deeming a person who needs the medical marijuana and giving people those cards. But like I said, if you're a dispensary, you have to wait 2 years. After that 2 years, you can be part of that. You're closely covered by the government, and all that good stuff. I mean, it's obviously the government's going to watch heavily over it. Matter of fact, the taxes of that price of marijuana will be, I want to say it was 7%. That's in my notes. 8%, and that will be going to drug classes such as the hard drugs, cocaine, heroin, meth, stuff like that. And there's a certain amount. I was going to write down, but I figured that'd be too much. But it's going to go to policing. That's actually the smallest percentage of it. It's going to go back to the police department and government, and it's going to help the opioid crisis, which I thought was a bigger part of it. And I'm happy for that. And that goes back to, I guess, such a large amount. They want people who have the opioid issues and pain pill issues and meth issues to go to this system. As a matter of fact, in the law it says that people with opioid issues automatically qualify as the patients able to get these cards, which I thought was pretty cool because we have such an opioid problem in this country and in the Carolinas. So with that being said, by all means, that tax, if they're going to tax it, which of course they're going to, that needs to go to helping them people on the opioids. If you're going to be a person who owns a dispensary that's going to dispense out this medical marijuana, and you are a felon, you have to wait. It was weird how it was written. I think, and of course you can read it over yourself, and I'm going to put the link in the description, the state website. But the way I read it, 10 years after your felony, you're not, or within the last felony you had, I guess you could say, you are not allowed to own a dispensary that dispenses medical marijuana. 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, you're good. But in the 10 years before you committed a felony, you are not allowed to have a medical marijuana dispensary. If you've been convicted of a criminal, not misdemeanor, but a felonious drug conviction, I think that disqualifies you all completely. You can, like I said, it's weird how it's written, but it's written mostly for the help of the patient, not for the ins and outs of the operating procedures, I guess you'd say. But that's that, and I'm trying to look over my notes to see if I should say anything else about it. Really, that's all there is. I mean, 2 ounces you can be prescribed every 2 weeks. So, that's the big important part. 2 ounces on you at all times, 2 grams of concentrate, And if you want to read more about it, like I said, I'll have the law and all its amendments over the 5 or 6 or 7 years that they've tried to put into place. It will also be in this website that I put in the description that I got my information from. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you should do so, because you may end up getting entertained. I have some of my wrestling videos here. I have a few skits I've done in the past, and some of them will do in the future here. Talk about events like this, all kinds of stuff, so feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so. And I hope you guys have a good day, a good night, whenever you're watching this, and